I am Danny Fingeroth. I created Superman, Batman, the Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, and the X-Men. And then on the second day, I rested. Well, okay, I'm Danny Fingeroth. I was the writer of Dazzler, Darkhawk, Deadly Foes of Spider-Man. Anything that starts with a D, I did, because my name is Danny. I edited the Spider-Man line for a couple of different incarnations in the 80s and 90s. If you didn't like it, I probably did it. And if you did like it, what's wrong with you? How could you like the Clone Story? What is wrong with you? Why? Just because it was some of the greatest writers and artists doing some of the greatest stories that were maligned by a malicious comic book press? No! It's because you have your own mind. You don't let anybody tell you what to do and what to think. Hi, Mom. Oh, wait, Mom is dead. Anyway, so, what else would you like to know?
How did you get started in comics?
I started reading Popeye comics when I was a kid because I liked Popeye the Sailor Man. And then I graduated to other comics. And because I read comics, I was way ahead of all my classmates in elementary school in reading, even though I went to a fancy lad smart kid school. And then I kept reading comics, and then I was the prime audience for the Marvel Revolution, when Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Don Heck, Larry Lieber, Gene Colan, John Romita Sr., and Marie Severin, Joe Sinnott, John Tartaglione, and all those other fine people bored a hole deep into my brain that I didn't even know I was waiting for a revolution in comics content and storytelling. And then I went to art film school, where I got an art film degree. And then I knew somebody who got me in the door at Marvel Comics, which later led to me getting a job there as an assistant editor and editor, and that's how I got started.
So, what was it like working on Darkhawk, which is, like I said, one of my favorite Marvel superheroes?
Thank you. Oh, what was the question?
What was it like working on Darkhawk?
What was it like working on Darkhawk? It was a lot of fun. I loved working with Mike Manley, who is a wonderful artist, and we took Tom DeFalco's original concept and ran with it. And I had great editors like Greg Wright and Howard Mackey and Nell Yumtov. And we just kind of wove this tapestry of kind of a Spider-Man for the 90s and kind of bounced it back and forth with the New Warriors, and it was just it was fun working with all those guys and with the Chris Powell Darkhawk character, and I liked that he operated both in a real world milieu and also in a heavy duty science fiction milieu. So it was fun. I'm not sure what else to say about it.
So, in the story, you had where Chris Powell had this destiny.
Right.
What were your plans for that?
I had absolutely no plans beyond planting that clue. I figured if somebody wanted me to develop it, I would. But I guess it was my sneaky way of planting a time bomb in Marvel continuity. You know, a time bomb may not be the right term, but planting a tantalizing tidbit in Marvel continuity that I or other people could pick up on one day.
Do you think anybody's ever going to actually do anything with that?
I don't know that anybody hasn't. I mean, I know there have been Darkhawk comics since I've written them, but I haven't really followed them. So my experience is that there's virtually nothing in Marvel that goes. Okay, well, thank you for introducing me to the Marstons. Good to see you. This guy is interviewing me. Yeah. So.
You're gonna have quite. You've never seen anything like it.
Okay, well,
you come to my place, then you see something like it.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing it.
Take care.
Thank you. What was the question? Oh, I don't know if anybody's done it, but I think there's nothing in Marvel continuity that goes unfollowed up on at some point. It may take another 20 years. But even I forgot I'd done that. I just like to. I figure, the future the way it is in the Marvel universe is that it's a possible future. So, I guess nobody's tied into it, but it gives an opportunity if somebody wants to.
So, what projects are you working on now?
The thing I'm most excited about is I'm working on a graphic novel biography of Jack Ruby with a guy named Rick Geary, who does a lot of True Murder comics and did a lot of work for National Lampoon. And so that is the thing I'm most excited about. Ruby was, of course, the guy who killed Lee Harvey Oswald just about a little less than 50 years ago in 1963. I'm doing work with the Wizard Conventions people with panels and programming. I've got a few top secret book projects along the lines of Superman on the Couch. And I'm probably forgetting half a dozen things, but many exciting and intriguing projects. That's right. I'm following Stan Lee's lead, though he will be Danny Fingeroth cologne. Jim reminds me. That's right. And
where can people go to find out more about your stuff?
They can go to www.dannyfingeroth.com, and of course, I'm still excited about the Stanley Universe, a book that Roy Thomas and I put together about a year and a half ago. I went to Stan's private archives at the University of Wyoming and found incredible stuff that hadn't been seen for decades. Some radio interviews that hadn't been heard since the 60s that I had transcribed and printed with Stan and Kirby and Stan and Hilda Mossey, who worked with Frederick Wortham, and just a lot of cool stuff. So I highly recommend that book as well.
Do you have any advice for anybody who wants to get into comics?
Go to law school.
Well, what if they want to learn how to become a writer?
Oh, what if they want to learn to become a writer? Well, funny you should ask, because I'm teaching an online course in comics writing through the MediaBistro.com, which is a website that you can get anywhere in the world because it's on the World Wide Web, which is, by definition, worldwide. It's so MediaBistro.com. I'll be teaching at Brooklyn College, if any of your viewers should be undergraduates at Brooklyn College. And I do many and various events. I do some sundry events, too, all around New York. Which Saturday sometime, he fool us, show up. So sometimes you can find out probably, as well as my website, you would be well advised to go to my Facebook page, which is what I keep the most updated. You can find out all my various harebrained money-making schemes, the various people I'll be interviewing, and the things I'll be doing with the Wizard World conventions in the upcoming couple of months. Look for me in Austin, Texas, and in Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Literally was I approached at a New York ComiCONN in 1993. I met Everett Hartzell. After being rejected by every other publisher, he had a company, a small press called...
Every morning, sometimes earlier, work freelance at home in Stratford, Connecticut, get on a train at 7:30, take the train to New York, come home at 5 o'clock.